diet, you know, by like day 3, I'm already having withdrawal symptoms. I'm feeling like a drug addict in bed. I'm tossing, I'm turning, you know, my mind's going crazy, and it's just like, yo, what am I doing, right? I just wanted like a vegan burger because I had become commercialized vegan. I ain't gonna lie. I had took advantage of a lot of the commercial stuff that was coming out, and I wasn't feeling good about it. When I first started out being vegan, I was super healthy, and then as vegan expanded, I expanded with it, and I was like, yo, I want a vegan burger, I want some fries, I want something. I was pretty healthy, like 75% of my diet was healthy, but that 25%, I was craving that 25% that used to be unhealthy in week 1, right? So I'm going through it, I'm tossing and turning in bed. I don't know if I'm gonna complete it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking to myself, I don't know. Maybe I'll just, you know, do what I need to do and you know, figure it out. But week 1 was crazy. But I got through week 1, and what happened with week 1 is, it was a test, you know, it was like kind of the gateway to entry, like, are you built for this? And I told him I'm built for it, you know what I'm saying? So I went through week 1, my skin also started purging probably by like week 1, between week 1 and week 2, which my body started dumping a lot of impurities, my bowel movements were a little crazier than anticipated. I'm like, what is this, what's going on here? So, you know, a lot of things just started moving week 1 to week 2. And I'll tell you, between week 1 and week 2 is when you really start to see the results. And what I mean by results is you see that your body is going through changes. And a lot of people stop, you know, when they try this between week 1 and week 2 because it's a little uncomfortable. But that's where you need to understand that your body needs this, because if it starts to like move and do things you're not used to, your skin starts purging, your bowel movements get a little crazy, you start having withdrawals in bed, that lets you know that, listen, this is actually what your body needs. It's a healing process, right? So don't run from it. I'm not gonna go week to week. I'm just gonna tell you, week 1 was crazy, week 2 got a little better, and your body just starts to detox. One of the things you gotta understand about our life and how we're set up is our bodies are made, we're habitual. Our bodies are habitual, so it gets used to doing things. So when you snap it right out of that habit and your body reacts, if it's reacting for your betterment, it may not feel good, right? So we gotta start separating our feelings from what we're actually trying to accomplish. That's just in life, but that's also what you have to do when you go raw vegan, fruits and vegetables. You gotta separate your feelings, how you feel, from what you're actually trying to accomplish, right? If you believe in what you're doing. So I'm on, you know, I went through it for 90 days.
You're gonna fail.
What it's all about. Yeah. I don't care how good you are in anything. You don't have discipline, you ain't nobody.
Right.
You're nothing without discipline. Because you give up under the slightest struggle without discipline.
100%.
Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
Because the people don't really know what I go through. I listen to it, but they really don't know what I go through because I just want to be polite. The boxing's the easy part. When you get in there and fight in the ring, it's easy. That's the vacation. But when you're here and you have to train, you have to do things over and over till you're sore, until sometimes when deep in your mind you say, God, I don't want to do this no more. I'm not doing this because, you know, it's something you have to do. It's doing it because it should be fun to you. I push it out.
While I'm in the dressing room, 5 minutes before I come out, my gloves are laced up. I'm breaking my gloves down. I'm pushing the lever in the back of my glove, breaking the middle of the glove for my knuckle could pierce through the leather. I feel my knuckle piercing against the tight leather glove. I come out, I have supreme confidence, but I'm scared to death. I'm totally afraid. I'm afraid of everything. I'm afraid of losing. I'm afraid of being humiliated, but I'm totally confident. The closer I get to the ring, the more confidence I get. The closer, more confidence I get. The closer, more confidence I get. All during my training, I've been afraid of this man. I thought this man might be capable of beating me. I've dreamed of him beating me, but I always stayed afraid of him. But as closer I get to the ring, I'm more confident. Once I'm in the ring, I'm a god. No one could beat me. I walk around the ring, but I never take my eyes off my opponent. I keep my eyes on him, even if he's ready and pumping. He can't wait to get his hands on me as well. I keep my eyes on him. I keep my eyes on him. I keep my eyes on him. Then once I see a chink in his armor, boom, and one of his eyes may move, and then I know I have him. Then when he comes to the center of the ring, he still looks at me with his piercing look, and as if he's not afraid, but he already made that mistake when he looked down for that 1/10 of a second. I know I had him. He'll fight hard for the first 2 or 3 rounds, but I know I already broke his spirit. During the fight, I'm supremely confident. I'm moving my head, he's throwing punches. I'm making him miss and I'm countering. I'm hitting him to the body, I'm punching him real hard. And I'm punching him, and I'm punching him. I know he's not able to take my punches. 1, 2, 3 punches. I'm throwing him punches and bunches. He goes down, he's out. I'm victorious.
Your guys know what I do. Y'all know what I do. I put people in body bags when I write. So we know what's gonna happen.
I like tough guys. All the time, I always ran these guys, they were tough. When they were in, they ain't tough. When they get confronted, they ain't tough. When I bring that pain to them, they ain't tough.
I fear no man, no mortal, nobody but God.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their club. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat your children. Praise be to Allah.
Are you saying now Mike the Mike?
Mike Tyson, greatest fighter ever lived.
When you leave this place, I need you to get in beast mode and stay in beast mode. On 3, beast mode. 1, 2, 3. Beast mode. No, come on. 1, 2, 3. Beast mode. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Beast mode. If you wake up at 3:30, some other kid's getting up at 3 and he's got 30 minutes on you today. I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you not only to want to be a beast, I need you to live in beast mode. Because if you live in beast mode, you'll have what other people don't have. Listen to me very closely. Not only will you have what other people don't have, you'll do what other people can't do. So what is it? What is that one thing that you're saying that I am going to get this thing done and I'm going to make my dreams become a reality? Everyone wants to be a beast until it's time to do what real beasts do. Everybody wants to be a beast. Everybody wants to make their dreams become a reality. There's no one sitting in this room who say, I want to procrastinate. I don't want to get it done. I don't want to get to the next level. No, every person in this room, not only do you want your dreams to become a reality, you deserve for your dreams to become a reality.
This is important. Seasons are always temporary. Say it. Crisis is not a permanent condition. It's just a season. And the key to life is what you have to do is organize yourself to outlast the season. That's all.
As long as you're average, you're going to get what average people get. If you get to that point where you do exactly what you say you're going to do, you're going to get to the next level.
But no one can do it for you but you. It's not over until I win.
Life has taught me that you will grow through what you go through. Life has taught me that you will grow through what you go through. Life has taught me for every level, there's another devil. Life has taught me the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success.
Everybody's got a dream. Everybody's got a goal. Everybody wants something in life. But many of you in this room right now, your beast mode is idle. Your beast mode is not turned on. And when you leave this place, I'm telling you, your life is going to go to a whole nother level if you can learn to turn that switch on and keep that switch on. I outlasted the pain. You're saying, I've got dreams, I have goals, there are things that I want to accomplish, I'm not satisfied. Like I don't sleep well at night. Like E.T., I dream it, E.T., I want it, E.T. Let me tell you something. If you get to that point where you do exactly what you say you're going to do, you're going to get to the next level. As an individual, I need you to get your schedule up. I need you to get your life up. I need you to get your words up. I need you to get your heart up. I need you to get your action up. I need you to get to a place that every single thing that you do is phenomenal so that the life you want to live, you can actually live that life. Everybody wants to be number one. Everybody wants to be the best. Everybody wants to succeed. Everybody wants to have, to be, and do what they feel they've been called to do. The challenge becomes, most of us, when it's time to do what beasts do, we don't do it. I need you to put this down, put this down, put this down. Because what you're going to discover as you're going towards your dream, as you're going towards your goal, there's so many distractions. There are going to be so many people haters, so many people that come up against you, so many obstacles, so many trials, so many tribulations. And when people ask me, E.T., like for real, E, I know you can give me 20 things that you've done to help yourself to become successful. But E.T., I just need like one or two. Can you give me one or two? And one of the things I tell people is, I outlasted the pain. I outlasted the pain. I need you to recycle your pain. When I was sleeping in those abandoned buildings, I kept telling myself, one day you'll be a homeowner. Every time I walked into that abandoned building, I told myself that this might be your current circumstances, but this will not be how the story ends. All you have to do, E.T., is to survive today. When they kicked me out of school, I knew that I would not be a high school dropout for the rest of my life. I knew I got to get through this one day. Me and my mom been through a lot. My mom and I have gone months and almost years of not talking to each other, but every single day I kept telling myself, one day I'll have a great relationship with my mom again. One day. Well, I didn't grow up with my biological father. He wasn't in my life until I was 30 years old. But I told myself, today your father is not in your life, but one day. And so every single day when I wake up homeless, one day. Every single day when I woke up in that abandoned building, one day is going to be E.T.'s day, but that day can't come if I give up today. So every single day when I woke up, I kept telling myself, today might not be the day, but soon it will be my day, and I will recycle my pain. So what do you mean, E.T., you recycled your pain? I turned homelessness into a book. I turned my father not being in my life to a book. I turned an estranged relationship with my mom into a book. I turned being homeless into a book. I turned being a high school dropout into a bestseller. And not only do they sell it in America, they sell it across the world. What will you do with your pain? Will you let it break you, or will you let it redefine you? I outlasted the pain.
A well-known Sydney bodybuilder has died after collapsing in a sauna in Thailand. Doctors say the 23-year-old had an undiagnosed heart condition.
To his 80,000 fans across the world, this was Ziz. Aziz Shabershian was a young bodybuilder not afraid to show off his strength. His showboating antics earned him fans and critics everywhere.
Everyone has a little bit of Ziz in them. Every fucking cunt out there, you're a fucking sick cunt if you want to be, bro. Stop being a fucking sad cunt, alright? Go out, get bitches, be a fucking sick cunt like Ziz, bro. That's what we fucking do, cunt. That's what we do in this shit, bro. So you need to fucking train as hard as you can and push yourself. You need to put yourself on a level where your body doesn't want to keep going. And when you reach that point, you keep going. And what you will see is basically your body will be put into overdrive. And that's how bands are made. It's not made by going around the gym and just fucking around with your mates having a laugh, giving you sets. You're not going to get a good ride like that. You got to push yourself past that break. And every one of us has a little bit of this in us. You just don't know it yet. 'Cause at the end of the day, bro, you got to listen to this. If you're a fucking shredded sick cunt, you can get away with anything, bro. Right? You want to be nice, you want to be a fucking whipped cunt, you got to be a shredded cunt, you got to go to the gym, you got to be a sick cunt, you got to fuck bitches, you got to not give a fuck. That's what we do, bro. That's what the Ziz cunts do. That's what the revolution is, bro. None of these fucking sad cunts. This is a fucking revolution, bro. We're taking over one at a time. Tomorrow, bro. Sure.
Alright, so my number one goal in life is just to get everyone in the fucking gym and train.
You know, dieting is one of the most important. If you're not dieting, you're not going to get the results you want. Here's that. So you could be training, having a fucking epic workout, whatever, but if you're not eating properly, you might as well not be training. And pretty much force yourself to eat till you can't have any more bites, because you want to push your body past that point. You're already breaking down muscle fibers by training. Now what you've got to do is replace your nutrients in your body and grow. So basically you have to keep eating and eating and eating, and it takes time. It's one of the quick sticks, and keep eating and you will see the results. We're all gonna fucking make it, bro. That's it.
Hi, is this Chameleon Hospital, Bangkok?
How'd you get
How
over
did
it,
I
man?
get out of it?
How'd you get out of it?
And I just took it back to basics, guys. I literally just decided that, hey, look, this has happened. He's gone. It sucks. It hurts. It's always gonna fucking hurt. It's never gonna go away.
Yeah.
But it's how I handle it and how I deal with it that's gonna define me. And I was damn fucking certain and proud of myself that I wasn't gonna let that be the defining moment of my life. Hell no. Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to roll over and die and give up? Or do you want to keep fighting? Life is a fucking battlefield, dude.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? You're going to take some L's and just give up? How pathetic is that? I used all my power, my strength, my wit, my integrity, my grit, everything to bring Az's legacy to light, to release all these videos of him in a timely manner year after year. And if that's not a sign of a real man, I don't know what the fuck is, man. You know what I mean? I put 10 years of my life on hold to make sure everyone knows his fucking name.
Ever since I can remember, I was always that little guy, the guy in the back room, the guy in the corner, the guy who, quietly put his hand up to answer a question. I sat back, I went with the flow, and I was just on autopilot. Something changed one day. I realized as a young teenager, I couldn't be like this for the rest of my life. Because people that are weak-minded and like this go nowhere in life. They got no motivation, they got no determination. And no one respects you. How are you supposed to respect yourself? If you got no respect for yourself, you become depressed, you alienate yourself, you have no friends, you can't talk to girls. And do you really want to be that? We only live once. We got one fucking shot at this life and that's it. And then we're all fucking dead. So we might as well do it right. So what do we do? What did I do? What did Az do? We changed. We decided to do what everyone told us we couldn't do. We went to the gym. We started to train. We started bettering our lives. We started eating healthy. We started training 6 days a week. So just remember yourself that. Surround yourself with people that put you up, never put anyone down, and just know that time is very valuable and that you have to train hard and you have to follow your dreams because we don't have a lifetime to do this, around. You've got to chase your dreams while we're still young, while we're still in our prime. Do what you want to do. You want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be a professional bodybuilder, whatever you want to fucking do, go for it. But don't listen to what any motherfucker tells you to do. If you want to do something, you do it. People told me I couldn't go to the gym. People told me I'll never get big. People told me I'll never get rich. And motherfucker, what am I now? Everyone's got their reason. Find your reason. We've only got one shot at this, guys. And show everyone, show your parents, show your friends the best person you can be. The best person you can possibly be. Give it 110% and never look back. Chase your dreams and be content with your life.
Yeah, thanks for motivating me, Ziz. You're a fucking legend, man.
Ziz, bro, you inspired me to do gym and just to be myself.
Ziz, man, you're a genuine person and you were never fake. You just kept it real, man. It's good.
Ziz, bro, you taught us to live more than just a mediocre life. To let the good times roll, let the haters hate, the liars well.
Ziz got me where I am today. Thanks for the motivation, mate. But you've had a massive influence on the way I live my life. I live much better now. There's much healthier now. Thank you. Well, you're a legend. Matters gonna hate as I got a Ziz back.
Thanks for the motivation, as you changed my life.
Wait, Ziz, you told me that life's way better when you're aesthetic as fuck, bro.
Thanks for the motivation, man, for flying.
Ziz, thanks for the motivation. Set the bar. That's what everyone's aiming for. Everyone's aiming for physique.
Ziz, you're giving us a new benchmark for what to hit level of aesthetics.
Bro, thanks for the motivation. Doesn't matter how small a video you are, you told me that you can get to anywhere you want with our training.
Ziz, you're a fucking sick cunt. We all love you. Never did it our hearts.
You changed a lot of lives. You're a fucking sick cunt. I love you, bro.
Ziz, you're a sick cunt. Rest in peace.
Always Lauren, bro. Let me aesthetic time at all.
This was a sick cunt. You motivate people like well. It's good.
Ziz, you motivated me to get off the couch and into the gym. Yeah, Ziz, you showed me to push myself and set new levels. Forever, Mark. It's very sweet, Mark. Ziz, if there's one thing you told me, it's to be a sick cut, not a hard cut. Ziz, man, you're a legend. Your legacy lives on. Still more.
Everyone's hard work and dedication will get you to where you want to be.
Ziz, you helped me push myself to the max. Rest in peace, respect. Ziz, your man kept letting the aesthetic lifestyle, teaching everyone to enjoy life for what it is.
Ziz, you're a sick cunt. Rest in peace, brothers. You've inspired me and changed the way I think and live. I love you. Rest in peace.
Inspired this generation to great things.
You're gonna fail. It's okay. To your knees, your skin bloody, fail. And that's okay, because you know what? You know down deep inside of all of you, that's how you learn. You need to be motivated by failure. How'd you learn how to walk? You crawled, then you fell down, busted your tooth. Got some blood in your mouth, get up and you walk.
You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. If you don't fail, you're not even trying.
Failure is a part of the learning process, right? What's the risk of failure? What, you'll be embarrassed or risk of failure? How do you distinguish failure from learning? In your whole life, failure implies that it stopped, that the game stops, right? If it's part of you're failing and then you learn, then that learning is part of the moving forward, right? So that is what the process is like. Fail, learn, move forward, and constantly do that because you're cutting edge. You're going where people haven't been before.
Success is merely the hangover of failure. And that failure is an essential ingredient in creating a learning atmosphere for you so that you can accrue those learnings, those small incremental steps of failure, and collect enough learning so that you can arrive at success, right? I think we're taught in the system that failure is something that you should be ashamed of. Failure is for the dumb kids because you get an F or you get a D, right? You're not competent. You didn't comply. You didn't create the evidence of your worthiness. Success doesn't look like an A+. It doesn't look like 110 in extra credit. And failure isn't as simple as an F. And it's not always, like failure could be very gray, right? And being able to discern what you might arrive at an event or in your life where you think that, wow, I've succeeded. And you're getting the affirmation from all these outside forces. But if it's not aligned authentically with to whom what you are, it could very much feel like failure.
Failure is part of life. I mean, the difference for me, though, is I look at failure as a stepping stone to success. It's a speed bump. I know I'm going to fail, but it's not failure if you learn something. And so, gosh, I've made so many mistakes. I've screwed so many things up, but
every time I do, it becomes a way for me to explain to someone else what it takes. You know, it's like, here's what I've done. I think I have the ability to influence people because I talk about my failures. I talk about all the things that mess me up, but I show people that I didn't let it stop me, and you don't let it stop you. And I think that's really the secret in that area.
See, if you're playing it safe, you're not going to win. If you're playing it safe, like that old saying, you know, you were taught when you were a little girl, better to be safe than sorry. Well, that's a bunch of crap. It's not better to be safe than sorry. It's by trying things that you figure out how far you can go. You got to get outside the box. Like it's reported, Edison tried 3,000 ways before he built the incandescent light. He said he didn't fail 3,000 times. He said there was 3,000 different steps to building a light bulb. Well, there's different steps to get to where you're going. And I really do treat winning and losing exactly the same. I do not let it upset me.
It wasn't as though in creating these companies that we thought that we would be successful. I thought that the most likely outcome was failure. But it was still worth doing, even though the odds of success were low.
If you constantly remind yourself, after every defeat, after every setback, every time you get knocked down, I've got a saying, if life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. See, a lot of people, because of failure, they stop believing. Let me share something with you. You will fail your way to success. Yes. 8 out of 10 millionaires have been financially bankrupt. You will fail your way to success. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. It doesn't matter how many times people tell you that you can't do it. It doesn't matter if you don't have a dime in the bank. You will fail your way to success.
Getting it wrong isn't that bad. That's the other thing. When we make mistakes, and we've made doozies like the Fire Phone and many other things that just didn't work out, we don't have enough time for me to list all of our failed experiments, but the big winners pay for thousands of failed experiments. So you try something like Prime, and it was very expensive at the beginning. It cost us a lot of money, because what happens when you offer a free all-you-can-eat buffet? Who shows up to the buffet first? The heavy eaters. It's scary. It's like, oh my God, did I really say as many prawns as you can eat? And so that is what happened. But surely we could see the trend lines. We could see that, you know, all kinds of customers were coming, and they appreciated that service.
Like if I'm into an idea, the idea of losing never enters my mind. See, I have worked with giants. I had the good fortune of working with Sir Edmund Hillary. He was the first man to stand on top of the world. And I worked with him on 3 different occasions. And the only difference in Ed Hillary and Bob Proctor is his size. Now, he's gone now, but he was a big man. When he shook hands with me, his hand wrapped right around mine. I felt like a dwarf, you know. And in talking to him, like it never entered his mind he wouldn't get to the top of the mountain, but he failed in 1951, he failed in 1952. It wasn't until 1953 that he got to the top of the mountain. Now, people had died for centuries trying to do that. But he said, I knew if I could see it in here, I could hold it out here. Stella Mann wrote that in a book. You can see it in your head, you can hold it in your hand. And that's right. And if you're not prepared to lose, you're never going to win, because you're always playing it safe. And there's no reward in that.
I like micro failure. I hate macro failure, like death of your business is bad. To me, you know what's funny? I'll use a boxing analogy. My favorite boxing, I watch a lot of boxing. I think boxing is a very interesting, and I'm super into mixed martial arts, but I grew up on boxing. I understand it better. And I like watching it because there's so many things that happen in boxing. First of all, what I love about boxing is there's nowhere to hide.
So listen, I told you that I was going to make education accessible to the world, and I'm a man of my word. So far we've had...
You know, like, it's super interesting, right? There's nowhere to hide. Number 2, there's a scenario in boxing that I love the most. for some reason, there's nothing more interesting to me than watching somebody get knocked down in the first round and then go on to win the fight easily. It's an interesting psyche, right? And I like that, and this is what I'm thinking about it, which is like, here's what's bad in boxing and in business. Going into a fight, getting knocked the f*** out in the first round and losing the match. Bad. Getting knocked down and then having the adversity to readjust to what you got caught on and navigating it to easily win a fight is remarkable. That's how I think about entrepreneurship. The reason so many people struggle with entrepreneurship is you have micro failures almost daily, and they're very in your face. You can't hide. And I like that. I like failure because I think I deserve it. I hate when people don't respect the game. When I fail, it means I f***ed up. And I like that because I think people get audacious.
You don't make excuses for the failure, you grieve it. You feel the pain. You don't brush it off, you don't downplay it. You feel the pain and you don't rush to feel better. Now, listen, this is a principle of life I'm about to tell you. To get past it, you gotta go through it. That's true in so many areas, but it's particularly true with failure. To get past your failure, that failure in your life, you gotta go through it. You can't go around your failure, you can't go over your failure, you can't go under your failure, you can't ignore your failure. You need to grieve the failure. You need to feel the pain. Now, we don't like feeling bad, but grief is a good thing. Grief is the way we get through the failure, and grief is the way we learn the lessons. So often, we want to just, when we fail, we want to just forget it, push it aside, stuff our emotions, and then immediately go to the next thing. When you stuff your emotions, when you swallow your emotions, your stomach keeps score. It's kind of like, what if you took a can of Coke and you shook it up for a long time and then you put it in the freezer? What's going to happen to it? It's going to explode eventually. It's going to come out sideways. And this happens in your life when you don't deal with your emotions properly. This is why sometimes 6 months after failure, a marriage falls apart. Or 6 months after somebody gets laid off work, there's another problem. There's a physical health problem, things like this. Because you've shaken up the can and you've got all these emotions feeling inside of shame and regret and fear and insecurity and all the things that come with failure, and you're not dealing with them. And so you shake it up and you say, we're just gonna put this in the refrigerator and try to forget about it, and we're gonna freeze it, and it's gonna explode, and it's gonna come out sideways in an affair, or in wrong behavior, or an impulsivity, or an addiction, or all kinds of other things. I have seen this thousands of times in people's lives. You don't minimize it, you don't rush to feel better. To get past your failure, you've got to go through the failure.
It makes you its bitch. You have to override that and go, you know what, I'm not that amazing. So let me.
If I can take it, I can make it.
The most powerful tool that you have right now in your life, in your body, is your mind. That's why the enemy fights you in your mind. The devil doesn't have to tie you up for you to be bound. He just has to tie up your head. With stress, with worry, with aggravation, with low self-esteem, with pettiness, with anger, with hostility, with rebellion, and he can make you physically sick because your mind is sick. Lay your hands on your head and say, give me a new mind. Give me a new mind means give me a new perspective. Give me a new perspective. Give me a new way of looking at my situation. Give me a new way of looking at my circumstances. Get my mind ready for this year, because when I get this year, there's going to be blessings, there's going to be miracles, there's going to be opportunities. Oh yes, there's going to be some struggles, it's going to be some challenges, it's going to be some tests, but even the struggles are an opportunity for me to show off the victory if my mind can handle the change.
If you can take it, you can make it. If you can take it, you can make it. All right, you train, you fight way harder than those other guys, and you win. You get out from under them. If you can take it, you can make it. You can do this. Just gotta believe you can.
There's some things I'm not taking with me in the new year. Everything that's inflexible and everything that's not ready and everything that's backwards and everything that's negative and everything that's condescending and everything that's carnal and everything that's holding me back, I refuse to take it over into another year and waste another new year with an old mind. Don't shape yourself around the comings and goings of this world. Don't shape your opinions and your attitudes around circumstances that you cannot change. If you go into another year and waste another year with the old mentality while somebody's in the hospital begging God for the opportunity that you have right now, you better step into this moment. As soon as you decide to stop looking for answers in other people and miracles somewhere down the yellow brick road and click the heels of your mind, you could have been free years ago. If you can get your mind out, you can get your money out, you can get your family out, you can get your job out, you can get your career out, you can get your health out, you can get your prosperity out. If you can get your mind out, no devil in hell, no weapon formed against you, no enemy that hates you, no witch that hexes you can stop you from being free. If you can get your mind out, grab yourself by the hand and say, we're coming out of there. Tell them I'm coming out head first.
Whoa.
Fear is not real. The only place that fear can exist is in our thoughts of the future. It is a product of our imagination, causing us to fear things that do not at present and may not ever exist. We are all telling ourselves a story. But do not misunderstand me. Danger is very real, but fear is a choice.
There are probably things that you're afraid of doing right now in your life, in your relationships, at work. And the fact that you're afraid, that's robbing you of all of the experiences that you want to have in your life. I mean, fear is something that stops us all.
It's this fear of discomfort. People have this extreme feeling in their mind. They want to avoid discomfort. Most people, their associations are to avoid anything that's uncomfortable. But it's so illogical, because when you look at comfort and you look at success and progress and the feelings of accomplishment and of getting past certain hurdles in terms of like how you feel about life, a lot of those are connected to discomfort. Like, discomfort is your friend.
The only way to deal with fear that I found in my life is a couple ways. One of those ways is to turn it on itself and ask yourself, what am I afraid of? If I'm afraid of that, I gotta be more afraid of what I'm gonna miss out on. So you gotta say, okay, what's the price if I just stay doing this? What's the price? What do I need to really get scared if I learn all this and I don't follow through? And then that fear will get you over your fear. It'll push you through. Turn fear on itself. I'm gonna sit myself in my rocking chair. I'm 85 years old. I'm looking back on my life, and I say, I didn't do this, or I did.
Fear of failure is good. Fear of failure will keep you up at night, planning and rehearsing. Fear of failure will keep you training hard. It'll stop you from cutting corners. Fear of failure will keep you working and thinking and striving and relentlessly trying to be more prepared for battle. I want you to be afraid of failing. I want you to be terrified of sitting on your ass and doing nothing. That is what I want you to be afraid of waking up in 6 days or 6 weeks or 6 years or 60 years and being no closer to your goal. You've made no progress. That is what you need to be truly afraid of.
One of the real reasons we don't do the things that frighten us is because we are afraid of being judged. We are afraid of failure. We are afraid of success. We are afraid of stumbling. One of the reasons we don't really step into our heroic nature as human beings is because we're attached to the outcome. And so just developing the philosophy where you live in the moment, you do the things that frighten you, and you don't really worry about what happens. That will develop a sense of fearlessness and a sense of bravery.
The breakthrough happens by conditioning your mind every day, by feeding it a role model or a story. It's putting yourself in a peak state and you follow through by getting physically strong. It's creating a little ritual of doing a little bit each day, and then you get momentum.
Get up and go. Take the risk, take the gamble, take the first step, take action. And don't let another day slip by.
I found that with depression, one of the most important things you could realize is that you're not alone. You're not the first to go through it. You're not going to be the last to go through it. Hold on to that fundamental quality of faith.
Life gives us these events because there's an area of our life that has to grow. If someone really wants to feel alive, they want joy, they want happiness, they want to feel a sense that life is meaningful and alive, what does it take? I tell you one word: progress.
One of the things that's causing this funk that people are in is that we're living our lives in these very unfulfilling ways, where you're going to this office with artificial light and you're doing something you don't want to do all day long, and then you get home and you're tired. And on top of that, you're eating shit. You're eating potato chips and you're drinking soda. Just go hike up to the top of a mountain and look out. You know, there's a reward that you get from that is intensely, like, soul-filling.
And you have a choice. You can be a victim and you can let it break you, or you can actually ask yourself, how can I leverage the pain? How can I leverage the darkness so it grows me, so it makes me stronger, so it makes me wiser, so it allows me to tap into the greatest of virtues of humanity.
It was so hard because people put me down. And I started believing that I was not good enough. I started believing that I was a failure. And the fear that we have is that we're going to be alone. There are some things in life that are out of your control that you can't change and you got to live with. The choice that we have, though, is either to give up or keep on going.
You might not even want to get out of bed in the morning. It might be that bad. Please remember this. Crisis comes to serve the person who wants to use it as fuel.
When things go wrong, they always seem to happen at once, and they just compound. And it's pretty easy sometimes to feel beaten, but that doesn't mean give up. In fact, it means the opposite. It means it's time for you to fight harder, to dig in. It means it's time for you to go on the warpath.
Who you are today is no longer resourceful for who you're going to be, who you are to be next. For you to fulfill your greatest purpose here on this planet, in this lifetime, you have to have multiple deaths to immature versions of yourself so that you can be reborn as a stronger version of yourself. That's how the process goes. Who you are today might need to die for you to do what you need to do for the next phase.
We are not designed to do things that are uncomfortable or scary or difficult. Our brains are designed to protect us from those things. And in order to change, in order to build a business, in order to be the best parent, the best spouse, to do all those things that you know you want to do with your life, with your work, with your dreams, you're going to have to do things that are difficult, uncertain, or scary.
But if I fail, I try again and again and again. For as long as I try, there's always that chance of getting up. And it's not the end until you've given up. And just the fact that you're here should persuade you that you have another chance to get back up.
When we close our mind to what is possible for us, closes off the genius that resides and lives in each and every one of us.
You would be amazed at what the average brain is capable of.
The mind is the battleground. The fight is in your mind.
So every day you have to sell yourself and get out of your mind those old thoughts, that old belief system. Every day you've got to sell yourself on that it's possible. That you got to put a new mind in you. You got to get out of your mind. You got to begin to restructure your thinking. Every day you've got to begin to recondition your mind.
You keep looking for it outside of you. Stop. Sit with yourself. What is it that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort? That's your gift. But if you are constantly looking outside of yourself and you don't latch on to your gift, you will never find your purpose. If you want to succeed, you must commit to your own gift and embrace it.
And ask yourself, what am I afraid of? If I'm afraid of that, I gotta be more afraid of what I'm gonna miss out on, missing out on my mission, missing out on who I'm supposed to be. If you're not gonna get rid of fear, then use fear. Use fear or it uses you. It's that simple.
And that means you gotta stop thinking about it and stop dreaming about it and stop researching every aspect of it and reading all about it and debating the pros and cons of it. Just start doing it. Take that first step and make it happen.
Don't let them tell you it can't be done, because often they will tell you it can't be done, and it's just because they don't have the courage to try it.
Impossible is not a fact, it's an opinion.
Whatever majority of the crowd's doing, find your way doing the opposite.
Because the truth is, if you want to be an anomaly, you've got to act like one.
You want to write a book or make a movie or build a house or a computer or put together some mobile application? Where do you start? You start right here.
Because you're going to sit there at 72 and you're going to say, I wish, I wish, I wish.
I don't want to live with the idea of one wonder what would have happened had I done more with my life. I'm gonna go for it, come hell or high water. I'm going after my destiny.
It's necessary you take responsibility for it, that you make it happen, that you don't give up, that you don't take any objection or disappointment or defeats personally, that you keep on keeping on, that you don't decide that I can't make it because you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Every single champion is the same as every ordinary person. The only differential is that they show up to the event. They see failure as a learning curve. They welcome failure. You learn more from failure than you ever will from success.
Impossible is just a word thrown around by small men who find it easier to live in the world they've been given than to explore the power they have to change it.
I dare you under every single circumstance, keep dreaming, keep looking at your dream, keep focusing on your dream, keep going after the dream, because that's what true success is.
Conventional path has failed us, and one of the biggest epiphany moments in the life of a man happens when they come to this realization. But
the first step, the first day, the first minute, okay, you're excited. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna kick ass, right? And the next day comes and you're like, man, this is a little tougher. And then you take another step and another step. And maybe you get to Thursday or Friday and you're like, fuck, this is pretty fucking hard, man. All right? And then what happens is the enthusiasm from the beginning of the process starts to fade out. You forgot why you started. All you can think about is what's in front of you right now. All you could think about is that next grueling step, that next terrible workout that you just can't fucking stand anymore.
When you lose sight of the purpose, you give too much value of what the pain is today. If you find a fear, the quickest, the easiest way you can beat it is initially, right when it comes in. If you allow it to sit, it will grow roots and start breaking you down, destroying the potential of the person you can be. It's an uphill battle. It's a path less taken, not the beaten path that everyone else takes. It's a path that leads to character. And along that road, you're not gonna see too many friends. You're gonna see your shadow most often. See, the thing is, for many people, they've tried the same path you're on, and they failed. You gotta trust in the heart of hearts. Inside what you're doing, what you believe in is a worthy cause, a winnable fight. The champions, guys. It's not their potential, it's not their genetics. It's their perseverance to always show up. It's not the title that makes you, it's not the success that makes you. The character defines the success, defines the fame. It's how you look at something, if your name's attached to it, that you do it right, the best of your ability every single time. Championships aren't won in the theater of the arena. They're won in the thousands of hours in the training room, in the labs, in the 5 a.m. runs, and it's raining, when everyone else is sleeping. That's when it's won. The heart of a champion is a light switch that's always on. It doesn't go on and off when someone's watching. It's constant. Fear is self-imposed, meaning it doesn't exist. You create it, you can destroy it too. I love fear. The reason why? Behind every fear is a person you want to be. You face your fears, you become the person you want to be. You run from your fears, you're not living. You're alive, but you're not taking the freedom. If you face your fears, guys, fear is destroyed. It comes back to this confidence. Like, what else am I capable of? What else am I holding my back from that I'm capable of more? What am I running from I don't need to? What else can I overcome? You go after and you give it all you have. If you lose, at least you try, man. I failed is 10 times more of a man than someone said, what if? Because what if never went to the arena. that you do it right, the best of your ability every single time. That's the same person who has his hand raised on the podium one day. And the difference between a champion and someone who's forgotten is that a champion shows up. That's the only thing. Every day shows up.
I'm going to fucking derail for a second. This is something that is so interesting to me, and then you will bring us back. The way that people think I have tomorrow, the way that today is so finite and so like just like another day, and tomorrow will have more potential. People don't create the momentum in their life, and I'm doing a really bad job of explaining this. Bear with me, because I really want people to understand this concept. You're getting fucked by the fact that today seems so inconsequential. Today is just one of many, and that it's a Friday, and you know what, like, I'm gonna hit it hard on Monday. And that sense of like, it's so just one of many, that people don't buckle down and say, I have to do this right now today. This is why, like, when people use the word patience, I go fucking crazy. I wanna crawl out of my skin. You will lull yourself into this sense of like, I got something done today. That's great. But you know what? I need to be patient. I need to understand this is going to take a lot of time. Dude, it's going to take a lot of time if you go balls to the wall every day, going all out like a freak.
Abre a porta da sorte do Casino Online. Joga em segurança e aproveita os torneios exclusivos com 50 rodadas grátis no registro. Betano.pt. O jogo começa agora.
Well, I think the one thing that discipline definitely does help you with is it helps you get things done. And when you get things done, when you actually do things, you have more success. If you have more success, and sometimes a big part of success is just not being fucking lazy and just doing it. That's like 90% of it is just showing up. Get there and start working. Like, you're not going to feel perfect every day. If I only worked out when I felt good, I'd be a fat fuck.
The reason discipline is hard to maintain is because it is hard to maintain. That's what makes discipline hard. It's hard. And it is work to maintain the discipline. That's what it is, work. Giving no slack, none. That's the discipline. Holding the line, maintaining the standard. Those minutes and those hours, they turn into weeks and months and years, and holding the line in those critical minutes will put you in an infinitely better place, physically and mentally, if you maintain the discipline. Work through the weakness. Fight through the temptation. Hold the line. Hold the line. Maintain the discipline. It is not easy, but it is worth it. Because, yes, because discipline equals freedom. I don't really want to work out. I work out. I really don't want to hammer on a project. I hammer on the project. Simply going through the motions. And you stayed on the righteous path, the disciplined path. You stayed on the war path, which is right where you know that you belong.
If you have a clear belief in that it will happen no matter what, then nothing can stop it. You know what I mean? It is destined to happen. If you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen. It feels familiar. I saw it so clearly. I swear to God, I saw it so clearly, so consistently, until it's here in reality.
I see it in my head, and then it happens.
It's crazy how things just form, dreams just form into reality.
My dream is to be world champion in the UFC, have more money than I know what to do with, and have a great life for my kids, my grandkids, everyone in my family. I will be where I want to be. I'm 100% confident that I will make it to the top. I have the skills, I have the dedication, and it's something I really, really want. Words can't even describe, but it will happen, and I'll let you know when it happens.
When I was a kid, I used to visualize stadiums, visualizing an arena full of fans. I realized that this is attainable. The dream, it's there for the taking if I put the time in. And then when I start getting that focus and realize, fuck, I'm gonna make this happen. Now that has happened, I'm making it happen, and that alone spurs me on even more. In the struggle, when things are going good and you visualize these good things happening, you visualize more good things happening, that's easy. What's not easy to do is when things are going bad and you're visualizing the good stuff. I visualized, I'm sitting here on the steering wheel visualizing a brand new car, I'm visualizing good things in times of struggle. When you can do that, I think that really makes that law of attraction work. You know what, I'm actually good at this. It's actually something that I really enjoy doing, and now there's nothing else that matters to me. I don't know about nothing else. It's an addiction. Something that I love can actually secure my family's future and make us live a good life for the rest of our days, you know what I mean? And it's not work, I don't work, I live. And that is why I have this tunnel vision, and that is why I'm willing to kill every single man in my path to get that belt, you know what I mean? To secure the future, from my family's future.
I'm very confident in my abilities and what I'm predicting I'm going to do. I back it up with work ethic, I back it up with hours upon hours of time and dedication. I never slip, I never take a second off this game.
Through wins, through losses, through life, through hours in the gym and preparation, I feel that I am untouchable right now. You know, I'd rather shoot and miss than not shoot at all. Make no mistake, I'm setting up to be the greatest of all time. I will go down as the greatest of all time. I don't just talk the talk, I walk the walk. Every time I say I'm going to do something, I go and do it. Watch me take over boxing, trust me on that. I'm going to stop going, you're all going to hear words, going to shock the whole goddamn world. You say it to yourself and you look yourself in the eye, look yourself in the mirror and truly, truly believe that not a man alive can beat you, and that is the way it is. I'll be immortalized after this. If you have a clear belief in that it will happen no matter what, then nothing can stop it. You know, it is destined to happen.
I'm just going to conquer once again the supposed unconquerable.
I saw myself as the weakest person God ever created. I was just a scared kid. I got called nigger every day of my life growing up, lived in a small town. One of the high-ups in the KKK, son, sat behind me in 2 classes, so he called me nigger all the time. Got my first car, they spray painted nigger, we're gonna kill you on it. So I was just an insecure, scared kid. And I wasn't going anywhere, and I was exactly what everybody said I was gonna be, which was nothing. But the best thing that happened to me, no one helped me. No one felt sorry for me. So the things that we run from the truth. We're running from the truth, man. As painful and as brutal as it is, we have the ability to go in such a space if you're willing to suffer, and I mean suffer. Your brain and your body, once connected together, can do anything. The only way you're ever going to get to the other side of this journey is you have got to suffer to grow. To grow, you must suffer. I wanted to change to be the hardest man ever created. And my goal when I was sitting there, not going to school, being bullied, having no self-esteem, my goal was the only person that's gonna turn this person around is me. How? That's the question. How are you gonna do that? I had to build calluses in my brain the same way I built calluses on my hands. But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness. Motivation comes and goes. When you're driven, whatever's in front of you will get destroyed. I signed up for this race. It's called the San Diego One Day, where you run around a 1 mile track for 24 hours to see how many miles you can get. My goal was 100 miles. I got to mile 70, but I was done. My feet were broken. I was stress fractures, shin splints, muscles were tearing. I was in bad shape. I was out of it. I was in the worst pain in my entire life. I was, to me, on the brink of death.
Imagine designing beautiful and interactive websites in no time. Flex Academy's new Framer Masterclass will show you how. Hey, my name's Ryan. I'm an official Framer mentor, and I've teamed up with Flex Academy to teach you how to master Framer. We'll start with the fundamentals of layout.
In times of suffering, what we do is we forget how hard we really are. Because that's what suffering is. Suffering is a test. That's all it is. Suffering is the true test of life. I said to myself, who on this fucking earth would still be going right now? You are. I got to mile 81, and the second she said that I'm not gonna make the time, I ran the last 19 miles, nonstop. By me running, I am callous in my mind. I'm not training for a race. I'm training for life. I'm training for the time when I get that 2 o'clock in the morning call that my mom is dead or something happens tragic in life. I don't fall apart. I'm training my mind and my body and my spirit so it's all one, so I can handle what life is gonna throw at me. Because the life I've lived, it throws a whole bunch at you. And if you're not physically and mentally prepared for that, you're just gonna crumble. We are all great. No matter if you think you're dumb, no matter if you think you're fat, no matter if you are fat, no matter if you've been bullied, or no matter if you just got back from Iraq or Afghanistan and you have no legs or your arms or whatever, man, we all have greatness.
You don't belong at the bottom, and it's time for you to get your butt from down there. It's time for you to stop being comfortable at the bottom. Get your butt up and get to where you're supposed to be. Get your butt up. Get where you belong. Do what you're supposed to do. Live like you're supposed to live.
Right now, for you to find greatness in yourself, you're not gonna find it by looking in a book or by even hearing me. I may give you the spark, but you've got to go inside yourself to find it. And that means you gotta be quiet. Shut the fuck up, go in a room, stop talking, search your soul, search your mind, search your abilities, and you'll find it. But if you're not looking for it, you won't find it. So you gotta go start your journey.
I think that among the things that prevent us from acting is the fear of failure. And if you've already failed, you don't want to fail again. The pain of that, the disappointment. Many of us don't act because we want other people's approval. We want everybody to like us and to accept us. We're settling for less than what we actually deserve. We don't feel good about it, but we make it work in our minds. We'll come up with some kind of excuse to make it all right. Most people like to feel like they're a king in the area of their comfort zone. They only want to do those things that they know how to do well. So there are many reasons why we don't act. There are other things, though, that affect us. Is that not wanting to take personal responsibility. We want somebody else to do it, and that's not possible. And when you go through life like that, something in you dies. You need to start asking yourself some questions. What do I really, really, truly want? Don't wait around for things to be just right. Don't wait for things to be perfect. Don't wait for the ideal situation. It will never be ideal.
Today, this opportunity you have, it might not be here next year. It might not be here the year after next. It might not be here the year after that. This is the only moment you got.
And what you will find, that when you decide to act, when you decide to take life on, and let me warn you, it can be painful, it will be uncomfortable, and that's where the growth is. Never be satisfied with yourself. Always know that as you invest the effort and time on you, that's the greatest ability that human beings have above animals. See, a dog can't be anything but a dog. Tree can't be anything but a tree. Human being, you've got unlimited potential. You can put effort on you, and by concentrating on you and developing you, you can transform your life wherever you are right now. Many people will leave the universe without a trace. No one will know they were here. What will you leave? What will be different because you came this way?
I'ma kick back when you fake like that. Head out of the game, I don't take that fact. Once you let me go, no, you never come back. I'ma be the best that you never had.
Listen to that still small voice within you. Don't try and make everything logical. There's some things about life that defies logic. See, there's some good out there for you in the universe that has your name on it, and nobody can get your good. It has your name on it. They can't take your stuff. It's your stuff. So when you know that whatever you're seeking, it's also seeking you, you don't worry. You don't run scared. You don't think somebody's going to take it from you. You've got to say, yes. Yes to my dreams. Yes to me. Yes, I can make it. Yes, I can. You don't need anybody to approve your dream. It was given to you. If they can't see it, it's because it wasn't given to them. It was given to you. You're going to get thrown to the ground again and again and again. But when you have determination and you know that what you're doing is right, it gives you your life, it gives a special meaning and power to you. I refuse to be denied. And I'm going to go all out. I'm going to be relentless. I don't care how many no's I encounter. Doesn't matter how many failures I've made. Doesn't matter how many mistakes I've endured. Doesn't matter about my defeats. Doesn't matter about what I've done. Yes, Yes! Yes, I can!
Nothing is impossible. The only thing that's impossible is what you make impossible. So I need you to understand that it's not going to be an easy road. But I'm telling you, if you're willing to put in 120%, if you're willing to go all in, you can take that which was once impossible and make it possible.
Not only is it possible for you to have your dream, but it's necessary that you go for what is yours in the universe. You do what it is you're supposed to. You're supposed to build something. You're supposed to create something. I don't know how to do it. Learn. It's you. It's on you. You got to make that happen. Nobody's going to bring it to you on a silver platter and say, here's your dream manifested. No, it's hard. Yes, it's hard. It's difficult. Yes, right. And it's worth it.
I want you to hold on. It may not happen in the time that you think is going to happen, but I want you to know something. If you quit, it's never going to happen. If you quit, if you give up, if you stop, if you do not persevere, listen to me, you will never see it.
The major key to your reaching your dream, your living up to your greatness, your making your contribution is you.
What do you need to know to be, to do, to have what you want that you don't know right now? What do you need? And so I'm asking you this question. You got to get this one. What do you need to know that you don't know right now? What information, what books do you need to read? What mentors do you need? What circles do you need to hang around?
See, if you know what your life work is, I encourage you to start working on it. If you can't do it all at one time, do just a little bit of it.
And you've got to actually go in a room, close the door, and you've got to see yourself doing it. You've got to feel yourself doing it. You've got to actually walk in it. You've got to go in the future, live it out, come back in the present, and start working toward it. Promise me this, 5 to 10 minutes that you will devote to seeing yourself being successful. I need you to do this for me. Like, I don't care what happens in your life. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care where you are. Every single day you wake up, if you're going to have energy, if you're going to have passion, if you're going to have drive, every day you wake up, you've got to start with that vision. It may not happen in 6 months. It may not happen in a year. It may not happen in 2 years. But at some point, my dream is going to become a reality. Every single day, we're not waiting for it to happen. We just don't have sight. Sight is for people who live in the present. We have vision. We're going to make it happen before it happens.
You got to write, even if no one published your book, write, because that was given to you to do. Everything in you is telling you to stop, to give up. Every muscle is aching, and you're saying to yourself,
you can do it. Where you are is temporary. You will not be there for the rest of your life.
Other people couldn't see it. A lot of people didn't believe it. You were attacked. You were criticized. People were opposing you, but you kept on doing it. It was hard. It was rough. It was difficult. But to you, it was worth it.
You have to know that this thing is going to work.
Say this to yourself every day. I can write my own book. I can have my own business. I can take the trip and travel around the world. It's possible. I can bounce back from adversity and reinvent my life. It's possible.
Tell me something, how much is your life worth to you? Because in life you can pay for things in two ways.
I understand now you are attracted to greatness because greatness is all in you. But it's easier to watch greatness. It's easier to go see greatness than it is to put in the time, to put in the energy, to discipline yourself, to sacrifice. It's easier. And so that's why you average. You've been doing the same thing. You at the same job. You experiencing the same things in your life. Nothing has changed. Everything about you is phenomenal, but you've consciously made a decision to be average. You are average in school. You are average at your workplace. Like everything you do is average, and not because it's average, but because you made a decision. You made a choice to be average. Why? Because the people around you are average. Or maybe you grew up in an average environment, or went to an average school, or you work for an average company, and so you've decided to go against who you are.
No one else feels sorry for you. Only you do. That's the type of mindset why people aren't successful at life. They sit there and they feel sorry for themselves and they want all this fucking sympathy from everybody else. Yet they're not willing to go out there and make shit happen for themselves.
Because this is not for everyone. This is not for the faint at heart. This is for people who have goals and dreams that they want to achieve.
Everyone seems to think that this world, this government, somebody owes them something. Nobody owes you shit. If you want something, go out there and get it. Go out there and fucking take it. That's all there is to it.
You could be great if you just showed up. Get in the game. Quit. Stop playing. You deserve to see what your life would look like if you gave 120%.
You gotta run after your destiny. You gotta run after it. You gotta run after your destiny. 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 You gotta run after it. You gotta run, because success is never an accident. And if you don't want it, get out of my way. Because there are some people who want to do something with their life who will run.
The choice that we have, though, is either to give up or keep on going. I want to ask you, what are you going to believe? Are you going to believe in yourself? Are you going to believe everybody else's judgment on you?
Like, I want your dream to be so clear, so vivid, right? That when you wake up in the morning, all you got to do is step in your dream. I didn't get it until I got to this age, but I'm gonna start running. I messed up junior high, but now I'm gonna start running. I messed up high school, but now I'm gonna start running. The moment you get the word, you ought to run. The Bible said, the day you hear my voice, harden not your heart. When God gives you a chance at an escape, don't be cute, run after your destiny. My God, run! Run! Do y'all hear me? Run! Run after your destiny. Run after it. Run after it. Run! Don't be ashamed. Run! You might be taller than me. You might be bigger than me. You might be stronger than me, but I'm coming. And I'd rather die trying. I'd rather give a year. I'd rather put in work and fail.
The harder you work, the harder it is to surrender.
And that's in every aspect of life.
Start acting like this is your last day on the planet.
I deserve to see what my life would look like if I gave 120%.
I would rather aim for the stars and not hit them than to not aim at all. I would rather go after it and not get it than not go after it at all. I'd rather try and fail than not try at all. I don't want to live with the idea, wonder what would have happened had I done more with my life. I'm gonna go for it, come hell or high water. I'm going after my destiny. You gotta run after your destiny. You can't stroll after your destiny. You can't walk after your destiny. You gotta run, run, run after your destiny. Run after it, run after it, run. Don't be ashamed, run. If you just run after what's in front of you, you will escape what's behind you. Don't spend all your time trying to fix what's behind you, because you'll never be able to fix what's behind you. You have to run after what's in front of you.
If you want to be successful, here's the thing you have to do. You have to jump. There is no way around it. You have to jump. Every successful person has jumped. You got to jump. You got to take a leap of faith. You got to dash off that cliff, and you got to jump out there as far as you can. Now, a lot of times you stand on the cliff of life and you see other people soaring by, gliding down like a bird flying through the air. You know, they going over to the south of France. You see them on a boat somewhere. You see their family vacationing here, their family vacationing there. You see them dressing like this. You see them in New York, then you see them in London. They flying by. You know why? It's because their parachute open. But the only way to get your parachute to open so you can soar, you got to jump. Now here's the problem. Here's the problem, my friends. When you jump, I can assure you one thing. You listening? I promise you this. Your parachute will not open right away. No, that's the fear part. I promise you your parachute will not open right away. You're gonna hit them sides and them rocks. You're gonna tear your back out on them cliffs. You're gonna cut yourself. You're gonna get wounded. You're gonna get some tears and stuff like that. But eventually, the parachute will open and you'll be sold. But here's the other caveat. Let me teach you this right here. If you do not jump, I promise you one thing. Your parachute will never open. So you're safe, but you'll never soar. You got to jump.
A lot of times people believe in certain things, but they keep to themselves. They don't put it out there. You truly believe in it. If you become vocal with it, you are creating that law of attraction and it will become reality.
I'm a professional MMA fighter with a record of 4.
Guys, we finished the workout. Great back workout today, man. Very tiring. Tomorrow we have chest. Don't forget to see on Rumble and YouTube my motivational video. I do it every day. And also do every day the reading of the Bible, not me reading, but me having synthesis of the messages, the histories that Christ and the biblical says. So learn the knowledge to become higher. See you. We miss the workout tomorrow.